themselves, I will introduce Omar Rashada, who is a playwright, and I'll just tell a quick story. I'll make it quick, Omar, okay?
Okay, that's cool.
So I met Omar a long time ago. So my nephew is 18. I measure all things by Kimani, so probably like 18 years ago, because I don't think Kimani was born. And we were introduced by Terry Carter, and I went to one of the rehearsals for his play at that time, and I'm like, oh, I want to be in one of his plays so bad. That was 18 years ago. So we're still friends, and it's a pleasure to have you on the program, Omar.
Right.
You've brought some other cast members, so we're going to let them introduce themselves.
Okay.
Go ahead, Summer.
Hello, I'm Summer Rose, and I'm a native Wilmingtonian, and I met Omar about 18 years ago, 20 years ago, something like that. And I was told about the play that he has written, From Tears to Glory, Story of Our Lives, and I auditioned, and we kind of reconnected that way. So that's how I got to know Omar. He's a good guy.
Thank you. Demetrius?
Okay, my name is Demetrius Bullock. My artist name is Motion. I've been traveling around here in Wilmington since I've been living here. I'm originally from New York, the Bronx, but I've been down here for about 11 years now with my family. And I met Mr. Omar via play 11 years ago when I first got down here. I think her name was Vivian Green.
Yeah,
Vivian Green,
Rose
yeah,
Green.
Daddy's
Yeah,
Love.
yeah,
Daddy's
Rose,
yeah.
Rose Green.
Rose Green, yes, yes. And I got a part in his play. He was actually supposed to play the role, but he couldn't do it. And he knew my wife, and he said, well, can your husband do it? Because he heard I was an actor. And I got to meet this amazing gentleman, and I'm thankful.
Thank
This has
you.
been a blessing knowing him.
Yes.
Maurice?
My name is Maurice Chambers. Let's say I met Omar about 17, maybe 18 years ago myself. I saw a listing for some auditions that he had up, and I called him, and he told me come on in for an audition. So I did. And this young fellow here, I used to work with his wife, and she was telling me about it. This magnificent man that he was actor and all that. So when I had the part for this play, and I know that I couldn't do it, so I had a perfect replacement for myself, and it was this young man right here, Demetrius Bullock, which he's an awesome man, awesome artist too.
So Omar, before we jump into the play, I mean, everyone knows you. You have your own show on this channel, but can you just talk a little bit about you back a couple of years, like go back to the beginning? Why did you start writing? When did you start writing, that kind of thing?
Well, my first play was called Family. It was produced in 2001, June of 2001 at the Wilmington Drama League. I was always a writer. I loved English in high school and college, and I actually wrote a script for a movie a little while before Family called Peace and Unity, the movie version about, stopping the violence and increasing the peace. It was a powerful message in it, and it never, to this day, it never got into production. But I still have it in the back burner. But I love theater. I took acting classes at Robert Taylor's acting in 1997, and I was still in school, college, and stuff like that. So. My acting debut came in 1999 at the Christina Cultural Arts Center called the Amen Corner, and it was directed by Miss Kim Graham and Miss Ray Avery Jones, who's the current executive director of the Christina Cultural Arts Center, and that was James Baldwin's play, the Amen Corner. I played the character of Luke, and that was awesome. And then in 2001 in January, I played in Rhonda Graham's play, Finally in Business, and then my play came a little bit after that. In 2003, I did Peace and Unity, the play version. 2005, it was Who's My Mother? Then it was Isaiah Turner, and this is my fifth play, From Tears to Glory, the Stories of Our Lives. so I just enjoy writing, and it's not easy writing because sometimes you get a writer's block, and you got to make sure everything flows. I take my time when I write. I don't write things in a month because I know it's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to miss. So. With this play here, it took about a year to write. We're working, doing a TV show, and doing this, that, and the other, working out and stuff like that. So it's, and then writing the book version of this too. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's just trying to do so many things. I can't afford to rush because I want to write masterpieces. Yeah. So that's how I pretty much got started.
Okay, all right. And Summer, tell us a little bit about you all. Well, before we go to that, can you give us a synopsis of the play?
Oh, it's a story about 8 strangers who come together from North Philadelphia. Anybody here from Philly? No, okay, no.
You're from Philly, right?
Philly, oh, there you go. All right, there we go. Okay. 8 strangers from Philadelphia come together to take part of a cultural awareness project, and they share their personal stories through monologue and and dialogue presentation. This is the first play that I've written of its kind. I mean, there is some dialogue, but it's mostly monologue, and I love monologues because it allows people to, you get to see the real acting in monologues. I mean, I mean through dialogue as well, but you get to see a lot of emotion as this play does through monologue presentation. So it's, I'm excited.
And go ahead.
So why did you pick Philly to?
I was just brainstorming. I said, what's a nice city I can choose? I said that everybody knows. So I just said, well, let me choose Philadelphia. It's just something. Just after brainstorming, Philadelphia was one of the first cities that came to my mind. So I just took it and ran with it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to ask each of you. Summer, you can go first. Tell us about your character.
Okay, I play Miss Ebony Bay, who is a conscious, pro-black, militant Black Panther, Nikki Giovanni, modern day Angela Davis, if you will. Very strong, very outspoken, kind of like myself. Very strong, very outspoken, and she basically tells about the struggles that our people go through today and have been going through for the past 400 years, and she makes that very well known. She is also an advocate for darker skinned women as well, and she believes that they should be more on magazine covers, in movies more, and they should be, you know, more acknowledged, if you will.
And not overlooked.
Correct,
Right.
correct. So Miss Bay is very powerful, and I think you'll enjoy her in the play. So,
Demetrius?
I play Ricky Flowers, or as they call him, Pretty Ricky. And my character, what I recognize about him is deals with a lot of issues that I had faced at one point in my life. So, I mean, he understands that there seems to be a break between light skins and dark skins, and which is, you know, unique in our race. We're the only ones that do that. Separation seems, but you know, he honors the beautiful black woman, and you know, he discusses that. But he also talks about just his overall care and concern for the youth as well, you know, which is also a topic that he discusses, and how, you know, he wants to make a difference in their lives. So, I mean, I love the character. It was me. It was me. It was for me.
And Maurice, tell us about your character.
Well, my character is Mr. Baker. In some way, in one way, I can relate to Mr. Baker as being shy, because he's one of them old school characters. He likes old school music. He loves the stylistics, the Temptations, the Four Tops, you know. So he loves that kind of music. But he's just one of those characters that just stays to himself pretty much. But he's one that everybody seems to come to because he has knowledge. He has the wisdom that he can spit out to the young folk. And hopefully the young folk will listen to him. But he has some flaws, Mr. Baker. There's something that he doesn't want his family to know, that he's afraid to, you know, let come out. But in time, you'll see Mr. Baker. But he's a true character. He's funny, and that's me at times. You know, I can be funny, you know, and I like to make people laugh, and so does Mr. Baker. Again, he has that ear for music. So if it's anything dealing with them love songs, you go find Mr. Baker, and that's me.
And we were talking in the back, and I told him he reminded me of a gentleman when I was growing up and going through corporate America, some advice he gave me. So listening to him talk now was just reminding me of that same gentleman. You sure you wasn't in Philadelphia?
I didn't live in Philly, but I do have family in Philly.
Okay, all right. And then I want to come to the play just to see Pretty Rick. I mean, I've seen him on TV. I never knew he really existed, and now I'm in his presence.
A little older, but the swag is still there.
Summer, just what you're saying about that young lady, I definitely have to come and see that, because there's nothing more than seeing a strong woman command the stage. It
She
sounds
does.
like that's
She
exactly what
absolutely
you've done.
does.
power to the people.
That's right.